Good afternoon everyone and welcome back. Today on the channel there is another Volvo V40, but this one has a special significance to me. This car has been my daily driver for the past year, and more importantly for the video, this is a T5 from the start of the production from 2013 with the 2.5-liter 5-cylinder engine and 254 horsepower. The car is obviously in the R-Design trim, for which there are a lot of giveaways, including the badge in the front, the silver housing for the mirrors and the paint itself. The color is named creatively R-Design Blue, and it was only available for this trim. And also it included the wheels, which could be either in 17 or 18-inch diameter. This is an 18-incher, but the 17-incher looks exactly the same. The only difference is the smaller diameter. And if you take a look at the back of the vehicle, we can see that the exhaust is a bit different. It also has dual exhaust as all 5-cylinder engine models, but there is a diffuser at the back, a diffuser imitation, and it complements the sporty look of the car nicely. And while we are here, we can quickly take a look at the trunk, which is not the biggest, but it's quite practical. There is a double floor here, so if you want, you can just leave it like this, or you can fold it up if you want to carry smaller items. There are 3 positions where it can stay. This is the first one. You can already use these as hooks. This is a softer one because it's made of the rubber of the handle, but the 2 hooks on the side are quite strong. You can fold it up even more if you want. It's already vertical in this position, and it's possible to fold it up all the way and it stays there. Below the second floor, or the ground floor, if you will, there is the spare tire, or in this case the tire repair kit, but it could be also had with the small spare tire. Also, there is a pocket on each side for smaller items, and there are 3 lights, 1 on each side, and there is a third one in the door itself, and you can grab the door anywhere to close it easily. And also it houses the camera here. As we move to the front, we can take a look at the fuel filler, which doesn't seem to be like an important detail, but it has to do a lot with the history of the car. As you can see, this is Ford's easy fuel system, which is really genius because you cannot insert the wrong fuel hose, so you cannot fill it up with diesel or the other way around. And the connection to the history is that in 2009, during the global recession, the ownership of Volvo was overtaken by Geely from Ford. But the car was only presented to the public in 2012, and it shows just how long a development of a certain model takes. Anyway, let's take a look at the interior. To the surprise of no one, this is in black, and the other option was also black for the R-Design trim. And this one is in the Nappa leather, which was the more expensive option, or it could be had in a suede kind of textile, which was actually also really nice. Both of them came with white stitching, and actually there was a third option that's really, really rare. There were some white inserts here and there in the seats, but I'm like, I don't know, like 1 in 100 R-Design cars, so not too many left, I think. But luckily, it comes equipped with all the nice features of the other V40s, so it has the nice wide armrest, and also the double cup holders that can be folded out, and also generally beautiful materials, tasteful door inserts, and an overall quality interior. In the front, the same vibe continues with some sporty flair, including the R-Design embroidery, as well as the white piping on the side of the seats, as well as the center console, which comes with this blue and silver striping on its right side. Other than that, it's almost like a standard V40 with a sliding armrest that can be slid to the back or to the front, and also with a covered cup holder, which houses a 12-volt outlet. And now, let's take a look at the driver's seat. Here there are also a couple of different components compared to the standard models, including the brushed aluminum pedals and the steering wheel, which comes with this dotted leather on the outside, as well as the R-Design badge on the bottom. But other than that, it's the standard steering wheel for the V40. And now we can start it up with the button here, and as you can see, it says keyless. This one is actually one of the most stupid options I ever had in a car, and because it's only keyless start, you could order as an extra only keyless start without keyless entry. So to me it doesn't make any sense, because you have to take your key out anyway to unlock the car. So why wouldn't you order then the keyless entry as well? Anyway, it could be had only with keyless start. But really, this is my only complaint to the original owner, because otherwise this vehicle is excellent. And now we can take a look at the instrument cluster, which is blue. And the reason for that this is in the R design trim. Otherwise, this is now set to the performance mode, and it's blue, but otherwise in a normal model it would be a dark red. But no matter what you set it to, so it could be also in eco or elegance mode, it's in blue. Otherwise the elegance would be like a light brownish or silvery color, and the eco mode would be of course green, but here it's all blue. Actually, the first two don't make any sense to me because the rev counter is missing 3 and 5,000, so that's like not really looking right to me. Anyway, the performance mode is, in my opinion, is great, and the speedometer gives you an instant readout, so if you start to accelerate, then it's not lagging behind. You get the speed just like this. So I think it's a great option. On the left side, you can see the water temperature, which turns into a speed tape when you enable the cruise control. And also below the speed, you can set the distance. You can see which distance you set it up to, because this is an adaptive cruise control. It can be set up to 200 kph, and it keeps the distance quite nicely. On the right side, you can see the power meter, and I will link a video of the acceleration of the car where you can see it moving up to the top. But anyway, the arrow from the right, the small one, is pointing at the level or the maximum power possible at this RPM of the engine, and the left line is the power that you are actually using. So because it's idle, we are not giving any gas, then it's basically at zero. But if you start to drive off and the RPM goes up, it's going up. But as the RPM drops, then the available power level is also dropping. And if you floor it, then it's going to the top easily. So it's just like this. In the center, you can display the various settings for the radio, media, or the navigation, which is of course an older style navigation, and the V40 never came equipped with Android Auto or CarPlay, so you have the Bluetooth connection for the media, so like a Bluetooth streaming, but other than that there is no USB connection or wireless connection for Android Auto. You have to upgrade the car if you want to have something like that. And of course you can access the various settings by clicking on the My Car button, and you can then change the settings for everything from the climate to the driver support system, everything that doesn't have a dedicated button. We can now take a look at the center console, and fortunately this car is equipped with the dual zone automatic climate control, with the auto button being here, and the left or right temperature selection is located here. So now, if you look at the temperature, it says 22 for both sides, but if you click once, it selects the left one, which is underlined now. If you click another time, then it selects the right, and if you click a third time, then both of them are selected, and this is the way it repeats itself. So let's say I want to have a lower temperature here, let's say 20.5, and then maybe a bit more on the right side, and then select both. And then the cool thing that it keeps the difference between the two sides. So it's not a sync, but it's moving together. So first of all, if you want the same temperature, you have to set it manually to the same temperature. But then if there is a difference, then it will keep the difference for both sides. I think it's a really quite neat feature, and I have never seen it anywhere else than on Volvo vehicles. In the previous generation, I mean the S40, C30, V50 and C70, this was actually the same, but only these two generations of models were using this pattern, and I think it's really cool. Other than that, everything is pretty self-explanatory in the center console, including the zone selection for the climate control, and there is a dedicated camera button here, so of course it's turning on automatically if you select reverse. It's not the best camera in the world, but it's, better than nothing. You see if there is something behind you. But if you are not in reverse and you want to have the camera for some reason, then you can just click the camera button here and it will turn it on. And there is a zoom function. If you click it again, then it will zoom in. Yeah, maybe if there is a tow hook installed, then it can be useful. Other than that, it gives you the general picture of what's behind the vehicle. There's another option I wanted to show you. There is the illuminated shifter, and actually the V40 was the first one in the Volvo lineup to have it. Now, of course, the hybrids, the T8s with the crystal shifter, they have illumination built in, but this one was the first to have it anyway. If we take a look up, we can see another feature that's exclusive to the R design models. the black headliner as well as the grab handles, and there is a cute touch of the previous or the original owner, this one, because of course it was a grab handle as well in black color, but he changed it to a sunglasses holder. Actually, this piece is available in black as well, so he could have changed it to that one, but he just left it like this, and I was thinking I will just also leave it like this because he kept the car in an excellent shape, and it was his touch, so I don't want to mess with it. There is one more feature in the interior that I want to show you, which is the mirror, which is the newer frameless type, which is really beautiful, but not really common in Europe. It comes equipped with a compass as well as the garage door opener, which can be programmed to 3 different doors or gates. And now to finish our tour, we can take a look in the engine compartment, which can be opened from here. Before checking out the engine, I also wanted to show you the daytime running lights that are down here at the pre-facelift models. And now we can open the hood. So here there is the 2.5 liter 5-cylinder engine. This was the top of the line with 255 horsepower and 360 Newton meters of torque. So I would say it's quite enough. It's only front wheel drive, but it's not a huge problem. 0 to 100 is about 6 seconds, which is quite decent today even. And the top speed is 250, so there is nothing to be ashamed of even if you are traveling on the Autobahn. And this was the top of the line with 254 horsepower. There was a 2 liter 5-cylinder with 214 or 180 that was named T4. Both of them were all-wheel drive. Or you could opt for the diesels. There were 2 liter diesels in the beginning with D4 and D3 designations. The first one with 177 and the D3 with 150 horsepower. All of them are great engines. If you have to pick a V40, and you can find one with a 5-cylinder engine, I would highly recommend one. The problem with the 5-cylinder engines is that they were only offered for the first 2 years of production in 2012 and 2013. After that, they were replaced by 4 cylinders, even in the T5 model and the D4 as well. But if you can find one, really, I would highly recommend them. The sound, the power, and actually the reliability is far superior to the 4-cylinder ones, especially in the case of the diesel engines. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at this magnificent Volvo V40, and I hope to see you next time, and take care. Bye-bye.